Finding endpoints is similar to finding midpoints, but a little bit more complicated. The same process is used. We're going to look at number 26, where we're given one of the endpoints of a segment. Point R is at 5, 1. I've drawn that on a graph down here. And we're given the midpoint of the line segment. M for midpoint, the name of the point is at 1, 4. M is the midpoint of RS. Okay, so if you can think of R connected to S somewhere and M is in the midpoint, that means there's this line kind of headed out this way. And if M is the middle, S has to be somewhere in here, right? So if this is going to be S, RS, and M is the midpoint, we're trying to find the coordinates here of what S really is. Okay, so remember and here we'll put this as our parentheses, our X and our Y value will be there to label S. Well, the X value here, or I should say the X value of M, is really the average of these two. So first I'm just going to try to find the X value. We know that the X value here of M, which at 1, 4, the X value is 1. So we could say that 1 is the average of this X, whatever it is, we don't know what it is yet, and point R. Point R is 5, 1, I'll label it again down here. Okay, so this X plus 5 added together and divided by 2 in order to average it will get me 1 because 1 is my midpoint. Okay, so this X value plus this X value gets me this X value when I average those two. And the same thing could be said about the Y. I'll set up that equation right now. This Y value, my midpoint Y value of 4, I get by averaging this Y and this Y. This one happens to be 1. So I'd say Y plus 1 divided by 2 to average it will get me that midpoint Y value. Okay, so those are my two equations that I've got set up, and now when I solve for X here, that'll give me this X coordinate, and when I solve for Y here, it'll give me this Y coordinate. Okay, so when I do that up here, the first thing I'd want to do is multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of the denominator here, so I'd have 2 equals X plus 5. And then I'd subtract 5 from both sides here, and so I'd have X equals -3. Okay, there's my X value that I'm now going to plug in over here. X is at -3, which graphically, yeah, that looks about right. Same kind of thing here when I'm working with my Y's. Multiply both sides by 2, so I'll have 8 equals Y plus 1. Subtract 1 from each side, I will have 7 is my Y value, and again that comes up here, 7. So this point S is at -3, 7.